Okay, so the theme of our meditation this week is fall foliage. And I'd like to begin with a quote by Vincent van Gogh. As long as autumn lasts, I shall not have hands, canvas, and colors enough to paint the beautiful things that I see. I think that's a lovely quote. And there's something so magical about the changing colors of the leaves in autumn. The shift from bright green hues to varying shades of red and auburn and crimson, yellow, and purple is just breathtaking. And this beautiful foliage is representative of balance in nature. So, this lush greenery is reflective of the aliveness of summer, and then it transitions into the changing colors of the fall as nature prepares for hibernation during the colder seasons. The vibrant colors of the changing leaves represent a balance between life and death. It represents a balance between degeneration and regeneration. And as humans, we follow the same cycles of nature. In the autumn, we often need to find a sense of balance in our daily lives. As we're transitioning into our new routines, we may feel a little bit out of balance. However, if we're intentional in how we navigate the changing season, our changing responsibilities, and additional commitments, it can help us to find a greater sense of balance during this time. We can find balance between the natural cycles of our lives if we pay attention, if we are present. And by cultivating a well rounded and balanced life, we can significantly enhance our overall well being. So, there are two types of balance that I'd like to talk about this morning. There's macro balance, and then there's micro balance. And so, macro balance is life in totality. This is the overarching ups and downs of our lives. And then there is micro balance. This is the breaking down of our life into days and our experience down into moments and creating a sense of balance here. We can even find micro moments of balance within the imbalance of transitions. And this is very powerful because if our lives feel out of balance in general, we have an ability to seek some balance within the imbalance, to seek balance within the day or within micro moments of our day. And these micro moments of balance do help us to feel that our lives are more balanced overall or in general. And this is a tool that we can use for transitioning into our new routines this autumn, but also as we transition through all cycles of our life. As we aim to find a sense of balance, both this transition and ultimately in life, it is important to remember not to strive. So, almost everything that we do for a purpose, right? We're doing this to get somewhere, to get something. However, it's really important to pay attention and be aware if we're striving to cultivate balance in our lives. Rather than striving, focus on seeing things as they are moment to moment. And this continual movement of the mind creates unnecessary striving if our minds are always going. And by doing this, we're wasting energy that could be used for creative problem solving, for healing, and for a full enjoyment of our lives, which leads to a greater sense of balance. As John Kabat-Zinn says, non striving points you toward a new way of seeing yourself, one in which you are trying less and being more. So there is no perfect balance formula, for a balanced life because we're all unique individuals. However, we do have an ability to find what works for us in this moment, at this time in our lives, and we can intentionally choose to live our lives this way. So I hope as you continue to make transitions this autumn that you will use this time as an opportunity to craft a well rounded and balanced life for yourself, both at the macro level, this overarching level, and the micro level without striving. And so, with that, I'd like to transition us now into our formal meditation practice. So, doing the very best that you can to find yourself a comfortable seat, whatever that might mean for you this morning. And taking any movements that might feel good, any stretches that feel nice before settling into our meditative posture. And when you're ready, just allowing the eyes to close or softening the gaze, tuning inward. And now calling to mind the most beautiful foliage that you have ever seen or can imagine. And just taking a look at these trees and the leaves on these trees from a distance. Really noticing the vibrant and rich colors before your eyes. Maybe there's deep, majestic purples, noticing the crimsons and bold reds, the warm yellows and fiery oranges. Just taking in the sights of the beautiful leaves, the magnificent colors. Maybe noticing how some of the leaves are still green and how these colors are representative of balance, right? This balance between summer and autumn. This representation of the leaves moving from regeneration to degeneration. And as you continue to watch the leaves of the trees, perhaps you notice them moving ever so subtly, almost as if you can see the tree breathing, the life force within each tree. And maybe recognizing how similarly your body is moving in the very same way. Noticing how the body is moving ever so subtly as the breath moves into the body and out of the body. And now gently resting your awareness on your own breath in the body, following the natural rhythm of the breath. So there's no need to change or manipulate the breath in any way. We're not striving to make the breath a certain way. We're just allowing the breath to be exactly as it is and gently resting our awareness on it. Just noticing one breath in and one breath out. Another breath in and another breath out. And doing the very best to continue to follow the breath in this way. Staying with each breath, breath by breath, and moment by moment. Just staying with this life sustaining force, the breath. Continuing to ride the waves of the natural breath cycle. And as you continue to follow the breath, perhaps you notice how each inhalation is balanced by the exhalation. Maybe noticing the balance point between breaths, where the body is perfectly balanced right before the inhalation and exhalation. Seeing if it's possible to find this point of balance in this micro moment, this small moment of balance between breaths. These tiny moments of equilibrium. Perhaps recognizing how each in breath nourishes the body with oxygen, and recognizing how each out breath gets rid of what the body no longer needs. This balance of taking in what we need and letting go of what the body no longer needs. Maybe recognizing how each in breath, when we breathe in, we take in the oxygen produced by the trees, and how on each out breath, we release CO2, which is what nourishes the trees. Maybe sensing into this balance with nature. Perhaps noticing the movement of the body with the breath. So maybe noticing how the body rises with the breath as we take a deep breath in, and how it falls with the out breath. This ebb and flow, this in and out, this interplay of opposites right here in the breath in the body. Maybe recognizing how we need this balance to breathe, to live, to be. And now taking some time to reflect on your own life in this moment. Does your life feel balanced at the macro level overall? Or is there a sense of imbalance? So just reflecting on this. And now reflecting on what your typical daily routine is like now that you have perhaps made a transition into your new fall schedule. Perhaps noticing if your life is transitioning into a new normal. Or maybe not. Maybe you've had the same routine for some time. And whatever it is, just calling to mind your routine at this time, reflecting on your life and how it is right now. And as you do this, noticing, is there anything in your day to day routine that feels out of balance? And if so, just taking a moment to recall what that is. So perhaps you're adjusting to a new carpooling schedule or adjusting to working in the office once again. Or maybe you're not following a decent sleeping schedule, or you're not eating healthy meals and constantly eating junk food. So just recognizing what it is in your life, if anything, that is out of balance. And if you've recognized an area or areas of your life that are out of balance, perhaps placing your hand over your heart or another soothing place on your body, offering yourself some self compassion, some kindness and warmth, as this recognition may be difficult, may be challenging. And knowing that it's just as important to offer yourself this sense of caring, this sense of kindness and tenderness, as it is to be strong enough to make a change. And now, from this kind hearted place, reflecting on what you might be able to do to have a greater sense of balance in your life. So maybe you've been eating poorly, and so you decide to take 45 minutes a week to meal prep so that you can have healthier options. Or maybe you're constantly sitting on the couch, and so perhaps you begin to walk around your block each morning. So just determining what you can do to find more balance in your life. What can be done? And coming up with this solution from a heartfelt place, not coming from a place of striving. Remembering that these micro moments of balance help to contribute to a sense of balance in our lives overall at the macro level. And so now that you've determined something, becoming aware of the strength within yourself, these qualities within yourself that can help to make this change so that you can find a sense of balance in your life. Really allowing yourself to sense into these qualities and know that they're there. These qualities that are within all of us can be very helpful in helping us to make changes in our lives, to take action to find a greater sense of balance. And I'm going to conclude our formal practice by reading a poem, Leaves by Lily Bell Diamond. I want to go where the leaves are burning, burning in scarlet and gold. The wind is up and my heart is turning again to the forest old. I want to go where the leaves keep dropping, dropping in crimson and brown. From dawn till dusk, not a moment stopping. They are drifting, drifting down. I want to go where the leaves are blowing, blowing in russet and red. The brook, like a voice, through the silence flowing, still whispers of summer's end. Yet why go back where the leaves are falling, falling again on the hill? The woods await and the winds are calling, and their voice is forever still. And when you're ready, beginning to wiggle fingers and toes, allowing the eyes to open whenever you're ready. And so I'd like to thank you, as always, for your continued practice and for creating this wonderful sense of community that we have with one another. And so I do have a weekly invitation for you. I invite you to continue exploring areas of your life that might feel out of balance, especially as we make transitions into new routines, and continue to reflect on what you can do without striving to create a greater sense of balance in your life. So use your strengths and put this into action. Try it out and see what happens. Remember, it doesn't have to be something grandiose at the macro level. These micro moments of balance will help to create a greater sense of balance overall. I'd like to wish you a wonderful week. Just one friendly reminder, we do have an 8-week MBSR course coming up, as well as an 8-week MSc course. These are wonderful courses which delve deeply into the fields of mindfulness and self compassion, and we really hope that you'll consider joining us.